the stock market, meaning companies' new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life, it starts right now on Market Mania. This is the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, from Bitcoin and darknets to political betting, and of course, right here, the largest casino in the world, the floor of the US stock market. I'm your host, Brian Micon, Crypto 2011, a poker player, and a financial genius. Joining me are my two degens, Brett Ritchie, and Glance is out shopping for new hats today, and we have Donnie Crypto as our special guest. Donnie Crypto is, of course, needs no introduction. You can find him on Twitter, and Brett is the head of Blitzpick, coming to a blockchain near you this winter. The whole thing is put together by Tony, the producer, and this is Market Mania. Tony, it is a hell of a day in the markets. Let's get right to it. The polls are wrong, according to Donnie Crypto. Donnie, thank you for joining us. Tell us how these betting odds look off to you.
Thank you so much for the introduction. That was great. And thank you so much for having me on. Let's get started. And if you could bring up that graphic of where we were at 4 years ago in 2016 and look up where we ended up in 2020, that would be great. So we can walk the audience through what's going on here. Okay, great. So as you guys can see, 4 years ago, we were roughly in a similar position that we are in now, with Pennsylvania, Florida, Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia all looking relatively close. And as you can see, just looking at Pennsylvania, the polls had Hillary Clinton at +5, ended up +1. Had Hillary Clinton +1, ended up Trump +1, Hillary Clinton +7 in Wisconsin, Trump +1. And you can go down the list. You can look at this graphic. You can find it at realclearpolitics.com if you're interested in looking at where we got data. And let's just briefly talk about why the polls are continuing to be incredibly off in their outcomes and their analysis that they're reporting. So the first reason is that they're not accurately sampling the electorate base. Even still, with the blunders that they've had in 2018, the latest CNN poll has modeled the electorate to go 98% Democrats for Joe Biden. This would be an unprecedented event. Barack Obama, for comparison, in 2012 only received 92% of Democratic support. And drilling down further into the polls, while I don't agree with their methodology, you can actually look at the enthusiasm gap between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Donald Trump consistently is polling around 70 to 75% of voters that are enthusiastic as hell about him, whereas Joe Biden's typically around 50%. Now, if Joe Biden was actually going to get 98% of the Democratic vote, his enthusiasm factor would have to be so much higher. Just think of it in a logical way, right? How does it match up that 98% of Democrats are ready and willing to vote for Joe Biden, a number that far exceeds Barack Obama's turnout, yet only 50% of people report that they are enthusiastic about his candidacy?
Well, I think they hate Trump, right? That's the argument, is that they're so passionate about hating Trump that they're going to vote. It's not that they're excited to vote for Biden. He's just an empty seat as far as they're concerned. They hate Trump. That's the argument.
And so, Donnie, let me just ask you here. So this is the entire basis of the argument is essentially that the polling is wrong. You can see, let's bring up the predicted prices right there too, Tony. So you're looking at like a -200 plus, 180 or so for Donald Trump. You think that this is totally wrong right now, correct?
Yeah, so realistically, the odds are probably based off of, I don't know how Pinnacle decides I don't know how the books are deciding their lines. But I think the market is reacting to polls that say Biden +9 nationally and automatically assuming, oh, Joe Biden's a lock. Well, interestingly enough, that's not how elections are decided in America. It's really down by it's based on a state by state basis. And if you look at the battleground states, you'll actually see a much narrower margin in Pennsylvania and Florida, Arizona, et cetera. And if it was Biden +9, just think about it logically again. Would Barack Obama and Bernie Sanders be campaigning in Pennsylvania? Or would it be similar to 2012 when you had Barack Obama campaigning in typically Republican states, 2008 when John McCain and Sarah Palin were campaigning in Indiana because they were afraid of losing Indiana in typically Republican state. I don't buy +9 Biden nationally whatsoever. I think it's going to end up more being like Biden +2, +3 in the popular vote. And I do believe that Donald Trump will lose the popular vote again. And it's because there's just a lot of people in California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois. So it's going to be skewed towards Democrats. I mean, the popular vote is totally irrelevant.
Brett Ritchie,
I agree with that.
This is your wheelhouse here.
I think we're going to see. I think we'll see Trump win the Electoral College and lose the popular vote, as my horse racing friend from Kentucky agrees with.
So it seems to me that the markets have taken into consideration a lot of these, I guess, like glaring errors from 16. And obviously there was a silent majority in 16 that just came out to vote. It seems that after 4 years of running this, you got the Dems are all pissed off. You have the Trump supporters all dug in. And I think that, I don't know. I'm betting Biden. I know Donnie Crypto's got money on Trump here. And, we are going to see in just 10 more days or so how this settles out. Moving along, did you guys all see the debates last night? I don't think you almost can't miss that. It's almost can't miss TV because you're on the edge of your seat. Donnie, did you see that last night? And what did you think of each candidate's performance?
I think just first and foremost, giving compliments to Kristen Welker, who I believe was the moderator when compared to Chris Wallace, in keeping control of the candidates. I thought Donald Trump looked incredibly poised, much better than the initial debate. I thought he was able to catch Biden hacking issue. Joe Biden, he kind of sidestepped the Hunter Biden China issue and explicitly denied the emails are real. And I thought he did a pretty poor job of opportunity to really land any blows on Trump. I think he could have done a better job with healthcare. I mean, does anyone believe that no one lost their healthcare because of Obamacare? Or that
I lost my healthcare because of Obamacare. So fuck that guy.
Well,
so,
Brett Ritchie,
no one really believes that lie.
Brett Ritchie, did you watch this last night? To me, it looked like Biden was on a real clean dose of Adderall. And I don't know if they gave Trump Xanax or something, because he was like a little bit more like, kind of back. And then, but by the end, I don't know if that shit was wearing off.
I think both
they gave
their
the
drugs
extended
wore
release.
off. It kind of reminded me of those videos of Keith Moon back in the day where he would take like a huge dose of cocaine and do this like 15-minute crazy drum solo. Toward the last few minutes, he was running out of steam there. And you could see it. I think it was the same thing. Biden got really tired, and Trump, he started probably the most composed I've ever seen him, most disciplined. He went a little off the rails toward the end as well. So I like that theory. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Donnie Crypto, do you think that the Trump Rona, do you think that affected him at all? Do you think it's just bounced back to 100%? Or do you think like the Rona case, do you think you think he loses a step from that or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, who knows if he actually even had coronavirus? I mean, it's honestly, he could have just been lying about it.
All right. It does look like
Trump was much more poised and they slipped some Xanax in his water. But yeah, overall, much better.
So moving along now, those debates, obviously, it's batshit. You got two vampires screaming at each other, although they did have the mic cut. So I don't know, Brett. I mean, did you think? I think that was, and I agree with what Donnie Crypto said, that there was, whoever that moderator was, I don't even know her name. She actually kind of held that shit together far better than the first, than the first guy. Like she really did kind of like reel them in. All right. Stimulus talks drag. Now this is obviously a market moving piece right here. And, Brett Ritchie, I mean, what the hell's going on here? I thought we were supposed to have those checks in a very socialistic way, were supposed to be distributed to the American people who don't usually like socialism.
Very true. Basically, I believe a deal needs to get done today, tonight. If there is going to be a deal before the election, it's got to go through the House, the legislation all written this weekend. So it's kind of like the whatever hour it is. I forget the saying, but it's the last hour. If it's going to happen before the election. And then again, depending how the election goes, one of the two sides may be too salty to make a deal after, or spite is pretty common in these chambers of the Congress. So if it doesn't happen today, I wouldn't necessarily be too bullish that it will happen. You following the stimulus talks at all, Donnie?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's incredibly unlikely that it gets done before the election.
What do you think about
to try to decide to do it? It's not going.
What do you think about giving out $1,200 to every American? What do you think about just taking public funds and just shipping it out $1,200 at a time? What do you like it? You don't like it?
I mean,
negative.
I mean, I personally, instead of doing that, if I was President Trump in my second term, I would figure out a way. And I'm not sure of the legality of this, but basically, I would just executive order my way into telling states, you can't lock down anymore. You got to open things up. You got to let people go back to work. It's pretty obvious that, Sweden set the example that it's not something to be afraid about. And a little bit of me feels that the coronavirus and everything that's going on with it was really only pushed because it's an election year. And it was mostly pushed by mainstream media that want to fearmonger people into just, being afraid.
Is there any way, Tony, that we could play the Joe Biden yeah right here? It doesn't really fit, but I mean, I really, I just kind of want to see it. And I mean, I don't know, there's just this kind of cringe doesn't come around very often. And so if you ever find cringe like this, oh yeah, crank that shit up. Start.
Joe Biden, yeah, Joe Biden, yeah, Joe Biden, Biden's back, all right.
I just can't imagine pretending to be excited about Joe Biden. You're not fooling anybody. There's no way anyone is actually excited about this. They just hate Trump. It's okay, but you're not excited about Biden. Stop.
Bring me these
people.
This is
about as legitimate. This is about as legitimate as when Hillary Clinton pulled out hot sauce out of her purse, or when Kamala Harris walked off a plane in Timberlands. No one believes how disingenuous these people are at all, except people that are already going to vote for them. They're not swaying anyone, and they should probably stop.
Even Biden's cringing right there. He's like, oh shit, I got to take the whole next verse. It's only 15 seconds, but I mean, all right, moving along here. We have PayPal. We have big Bitcoin news today. Everybody saw this thing was pumping huge on the old PayPal, accepting it, even though they don't really accept Bitcoin. They don't, you can buy it on the platform, but you can't actually withdraw it or use it as Bitcoin. But it's, trapped in the PayPal system if you want to. Absolutely insane. Totally against the actual purpose of crypto. But it looks like now, this is huge news, Brett. I know you're following this one. What is this? BitGo, a lot of people know, big exchange. Is PayPal going to do another crypto something in the same week?
I don't know how soon it's going to be, but it makes a lot of sense that PayPal is going to look to acquire an exchange and probably some other businesses around crypto. Instead of necessarily building out that themselves, they can get that. They don't necessarily need the user base, but they can have the established tech, people that have experience dealing with these large sums of Bitcoin. And so I think it's good for the whole space. If you do have some of these legacy crypto companies becoming acquired by these big mainstream financial companies, right? That's just a good thing.
Donnie, crypto, is that the point of cryptocurrency? You're supposed to have it on PayPal, or, what do you think about this deal?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm into Bitcoin, and mostly I got into Ethereum first because of its subversive nature, because of its ability to exist outside of the traditional financial system. So it does hurt me a little bit looking at something like this, looking at the prospect of a custodian being acquired by PayPal. But hey, man, at the end of the day, I just want my portfolio to go up. So if this brings on new interest in the Bitcoin and my Bitcoins go from worth 13K up to 3K, I'm perfectly okay with it.
Well, that is fair, and I totally understand that position. So to me, it's got to be peer-to-peer money. We got to like free the world from these bullshit banks and I want to see it used by the people, all the merchants, and just cut out these bastards, these fat cats, and they're just hoarding all the funds. They're taking the rake, they're taking the fees. Fuck them. Okay, so we'll see. And there was rumors swirling that PayPal is going to eat up Coinbase too. I don't know if Coinbase is too big of a bite for PayPal right now. PayPal's 100 billion plus or so. Last time I checked the market cap there.
It just is. Does Coinbase want to sell? If they're like on a trajectory to take on PayPal, so they may not want to sell. And you're definitely looking at like a 10 billion plus acquisition tag, which again for PayPal is whatever. They'd probably happily do it.
It's not whatever. That's like 10% of the company. But what do you think? What do you think about that, Donnie?
Yeah, Coinbase is going to go public. They're not going to sell to anyone. That's going to be a $100 billion company someday.
PayPal stock would go up over the price of Coinbase if they acquired it, in my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair. I think you guys are both right. And since Brian Anderson has cleaned out all the SJWs from the old Coinbase there, you're not allowed no politics anymore.
That's a good company now, right?
But that's how polarizing Trump is too. There was obviously like enough people that are like, "Hey man, I'm not usually into politics, but fuck man, this guy's going nuts." And then finally, they had to put the kibosh on that. You're like, "Hey, listen, we got to only concentrate on work here," which I feel is fairly reasonable. I mean, you got to run a company.
What if you have the other side? People like anti-abortion, people like staging demonstrations at work. You don't want to hear that.
Sure. I get it. So, all right.
You, as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, go ahead, Donnie. Hit us.
No, I was just going to say, as a rule of thumb, talking about politics, religion, anything at work, I mean, just should not be allowed. And you want to have your individual beliefs, go right ahead, but leave it at the door.
That's why I've never been employable. I've never been able to be employable. I got to be the boss, otherwise, because I'm just going to spew my thoughts at all times, and I can't really turn it off. All right, moving along. Bloomberg clickbait or CNBC clickbait too. It's just, this is bullshit. I know Donnie and Brett, you've both been watching this space for a long time. You always see this, and I got a quote here that I just have to rip off. And this is actually from the Bloomberg link too, but that's okay. It's the same shit. People all they want is clicks. And then, crypto's hot this week. So, the price is pumping. So they just want to write something. This is from, this is from Mike McGlone. I don't know who the fuck that is. A commodities strategist with Bloomberg Intelligence. That's a very, very high hoity-toity title there, Mike. I quote, something unanticipated needs to occur to trip up advancing Bitcoin as we see it. Yet the crypto may need a new catalyst to sustain above 14,000. These are all just people. This is no better than your Pomp or your fucking Tone Vase. This is all just cringe-based throwing shit against the fan. Oh, it's a resistance level. Oh, it can run if something unexpected happens, says Mike McClure. I'm the commodity strategist with Bloomberg Intelligence. I have all my feelers out there, and they said that it's not going to go much higher. All that the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these cryptos, it is supply and demand. That's it. That's the only reason why the price goes up. More people want to buy than sell. And when it goes down, more people want to sell than buy. And these people can somehow print article after article talking about this. Donnie Crypto, what do you think about this bullshit articles that always come out? Years and years and years of them.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're right. If there's more buyers and sellers, price is going to go up. And if there's more sellers and buyers, price is going to go down. It's the talking heads just are asked by the media to give an opinion on something that they don't know anything about. So they just put out these random quotes that the media can use. If there's more buyers and sellers, it's going to go up. More sellers and buyers. No one really knows, what's going on in the markets. You can make guesses, but yeah, that's about it.
There's a resistance level, and then it's going to go through it. And then when it pumps, they never go back and they're like, oh, well, we were wrong there. Like somebody should keep track of these motherfuckers. Okay.
Yeah,
Brett,
I mean, they sound exactly like Nate Silver at 538.
Ooh, shots fired, Nate. Shots fired. You think we can get Nate Silver on here? We should have him on. I would like to hear his general.
Maybe
probably
after,
not now.
I'm sure he's probably
not
busy
today,
for the next few weeks.
Probably can't book him this week.
I think it's a little too late to get Nate on that pre-election special, but you never know.
I will be a Nate Silver reply guy for weeks when we're right about Trump this time.
All right. So the last thing we have for you today on the old rundown is this brilliant piece that I came across on Wall Street Bets. Donnie Crypto, I don't know if you look at Wall Street Bets, but I am addicted personally. I am absolutely addicted. And Tony, go ahead and give me a full screen or whatever the hell you can do to play this thing.
I dabble.
You dabble. Check this out. This is 1 minute of just hilarity.
Money moves.
Guess who made some coin on some day trades? Easy money, bro. I don't think of it as a dollar. I think of it as 100 penny stocks.
You got Robinhood?
Tell me you got money news. What's the ticker? Bezos is a bitch. It's gonna be the Amazon of Pakistan.
Wait, what time is it? Day trades.
What time does the market open?
Sell that shit.
The fuck is this, mountain time? Damn it! Tesla, bro. Lithium, dude. Buy the battery.
Yo, can we invest in Mars?
Bro, I told you it's a war on cash out there. Crypto.
Yo, what the fuck's a blockchain?
Veronica. Vivian. What's for dinner?
The market ain't the only thing closing tonight.
Me and a few bros are going in on a share of Amazon. You in? You know what they say. Buy low, sell high. Daddy's got an 8-ball. Think I'm gonna start an investing podcast.
This is brilliant shit. Donnie Crypto, you've been on Twitter for a while. You have to see these fucking guys all over the place, right? That is a brilliant meme because that guy exists in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see them constantly. You see them when crypto's getting hot. And yeah, they're funny.
And Brett Ritchie, I mean, you've seen there's a lot of these accounts that come in. Girls, guys, there's all this. As soon as the price starts pumping, everybody's a fucking expert all of a sudden, and it's a great meme. That is a great.
I'll say this: there's a market for that video. It's well done, but I am not in that market. I'm a curmudgeon, whatever.
Tough but fair. All right, Donnie Crypto, it is time to put the safety glasses on. We got a not investment advice hat locked and loaded because this is the Market Mania pick of the day. We don't waste anybody's time here. Donnie Crypto, give us your pick of the day.
Really simple. I don't think about it too much. Double down on the Trump presidency. Double down on the SPY, pumping to new fucking levels. 2021 and beyond. We're keeping America great. We're going to get 4 more years off of Trump. We're going to get unlimited money printing. Put your money in the stock market. Buy stocks, buy Bitcoin, and enjoy retirement at the end of this decade.
All right. Man is bullish on the broader market. Brett Ritchie, what is your pick of the day?
I'm going to tout Bitcoin for the first time on this show. I know it's a little boring, but I think the time is right to be getting into Bitcoin. There's a lot of positive news. We have election uncertainty, obviously the PayPal thing. I think the upside is just significantly higher than the downside, which to me is probably somewhere in that 12K range, at least in the near term. Again, you never know. Bitcoin can go crazy in both directions, but I think the upside far outweighs the downside in the near and middle term. So get on in.
Love it. Big fan myself. You got a little $300 dumper there since earlier today. So, let's see.
Buy the little dip. Why not?
He's BTFDing here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And then I am going to go with an equity today. We're going to go AMD before earnings, 81.14 or so. And you see it's pumping right on the news there, 81.16, just like that. Easy money. So we got... this is not investment advice, but AMD will report earnings soon. It's been on a hell of a run. Mama Sue, I'm hitching my ride to your cart. Now, we do appreciate it. Thank you, Donnie Crypto, for being on this show. It has been a great one. And you look around, it is election time. People are arguing. Your Facebook, your Twitter feeds, all of your Instagrams, not really, are going to be really filled with the polarizing. It's going to be Trump, yes, or, it's going to be, oh, no, I don't like him. And then it's all going to come to a head in 11 days. The world is on fire. It's all fucked up right now. But I like to calm myself by thinking of the Metro Boomin and Offset song, Ric Flair Drip. And it goes as such. Ric Flair drip, go woo on a bitch.
Woo.
5790, split the coupe on my wrist.
Ice.
Multi-million-dollar, I'm a fool with the hits.
Hey.
Hop up in the Lamb and drop the roof, show the tits.
Skirt.
Like and subscribe to Market Mania, bottom right there, and follow us on YouTube at Market Mania Show, and we'll see you tomorrow. If there is a tomorrow, next Monday. But for now, it is lights out.
Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold. Never domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. Power of attorney, wow, we're turning. Can't lie like Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine it'll look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind. Was afraid of the time. Strobe light like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now. How about tonight?